Hey friends, Steven with SCBGs again. Steven Cigar Box Guitars. You know, when I made the first video, I told you guys that when I made a mistake doing something, I would show you guys what I did. Well, when you route the back of these necks, typically, you start up here at the headstock and come down here with your half-inch round over bit and round it to here. Problem is, on the first one, I came down here a little bit too far, so it's rounded over here, and while it looks nice, with a contour here and stuff like this, the back of the box here, so I've got a terrible, ugly gap in here where I tape the box up, or cut the box, I didn't tape it, I'm sorry. Anyway, to give you an idea here, the box is closed. Okay, and see, I've got these corners. Let's get it in the light where you can see it and see these corners sticking out. So I'm going to attempt to put some wood filler in here, a little bit of putty, then go back and sand it. Thankfully, this is red, so I've got some red paint. It may not match exactly, but like I said, this is the prototype. It's kind of a guinea pig. And I told you guys when I made a mistake, you'd see me make mistakes, and hope you can avoid that. When you do your build, it'll look a lot better. And as I get better and try to sell a few of these things, hopefully it'll be something someone wants. So if you guys want to kind of follow on with me for a minute, we're going to do a little bit of editing. You'll see a few clips. I'm going to make you watch all the boring process. And I'll apply a little bit of putty in here, and we'll kind of see what happens. So let's kind of see where this goes from here, right? Well, friends, we're in a different shirt because it is much later today. Just a second ago, we were talking about using a little bit of this filler to fill in around the neck pocket where that I had routed it out wrong. That has now had time to dry. It's not in here for the next up both knees. It's not straight. Still got a little bit of a gap around it, but it's much better than it was. It's not perfect on the sides. A little hard to see on the camera there, but not bad for the first ones. Like I said before, this is kind of our guinea pig, and we're going to see how it goes. So for now, we are going to set the neck to the side. We're going to come back over here and do a little more sanding on this, get it sanded down. I've got a little red paint we're going to put on it when you see it again. Hopefully that'll blend in and look a little bit better. And probably while I got the top off, I'll go ahead and mark it for the pickup here. Going to put a humbucker in it, cut it. I'm not going to film all that. Just going to drill 4 holes and use something like the coping saw to put in the coping saw and put it in here and just cut it out. And that's about it. So I'm going to stop this thing again. We edit it back in. We'll have a little bit of progress along, and we'll kind of see where we're going with it. And if I make some stupid mistake, we'll talk about that too. Anyway, see you guys shortly. We're back again for a second now. Last time we left, it didn't freeze them in a different shirt. It is a different day. Last time we left, we were talking about cutting in for the pickup or the humbucker here. Took a little red paint and coloring the lines here, coloring around this. Let's pull the tape off. See how I mean, you can see this a little bit discolored here. Might do a little sanding or rubbing on that when we get it all said and done. Polish it out a little bit, make it look a little better. Obviously, got the holes trimmed out just a little bit. Started drilling the holes here. The selector switches here had to carve it out a little bit so the switch would kind of fit up in here and stuff, and just hit a little red paint where I cut it out with the Dremel and stuff. But the selector switch is going to sit below them. That way you're not hitting it with your finger when you're playing. Controls are here. You see those lines? I'm actually going to cut out that whole pocket and put both of them there. The controls go through it. You see the shafts on this, all the threads I've got, and that's pretty ridiculous trying to do that. So I'm going to cut a hole where they'll be inset into the box here and actually fit in the controls there. So that should be cool. Sorry about the extreme close-up. No one needs to see that. So anyway, I'm going to stop filming for a second. We don't have to watch all that boring stuff and on. As we get some of the parts and piece together, we'll come back. After we get that done, I am going to do some sanding on this neck, get some of this ugly glue off of it and stuff that I got on the fretboard. Probably going to drill it for the tuners and drill it out for the Paseo pickup here. And hopefully in a few days, and then of course I'm going to stain it. I don't know if I'm going to stain this or just rub some like gun stock walnut oil on it or something, just make it look nice being the first one. But definitely gonna sand this a little smoother and stuff. It's pretty good so far with just the route, but I'm gonna sand it a little smoother, sand the edges. And this one's not gonna have a huge amount of finish on it or anything. And hopefully get it played and kind of see how it sounds. Still gotta put a little small piece here I gotta trim to put the string retainer on, make it look a little bit better, but obviously got some more sanding to do. So I'm going to get on that. I'll turn the camera back on for a little bit when we start putting in the Paseo and stuff like that. But I'm going to wait until I get it sanded down a little bit clean and rub a little stain on it. I'm going to bore you guys with that. May film drilling out the tuners and mounting those to get an idea. but we're getting closer. So when we see you again, we'll make a few more steps. I'm gonna do some of the cutting up we're talking about, and okay, guys, I'm, of course, different hat, different day. It's actually been a couple of weeks since the last time I recorded anything. Quick little update. I've got my first one kind of mocked up just a little bit. This is how it's going to look. Put a little stain on the neck. Still got to put the tuners in it. That's going to be the bridge and that one. Hopefully, next video we'll see we'll actually be putting this thing together. Still got to sand the neck and put a little finish on it. Working on a really pretty box here. It's a Cohiba red dot box. This actually being done for a friend of mine that I get a lot of my boxes from. Has a cigar shop. This one's just getting a typical piezo pickup. We get a bridge like this one right here. Be somewhere right along here and stuff. Just getting one of these. The neck, fretboard. I'm using one of these little ready-made ones. It looks almost like an ebony. I don't know what, if it's a composite or what it is, but it looks pretty cool. Just a typical 25-inch scale neck. This is going to be the neck blank on it. It's an old bed footboard that I cut up or whatever. It's the correct width. Obviously, it's going to look pretty good with this cover against it, I think. I think it looked really great on it and stuff. But about to get in here in the next little bit. I'm waiting on that stain to dry. I'm going to go ahead and cut the notch out for this one and start shaping the neck for it and stuff. We're getting the right neck length. Obviously, still got to glue the heel on it. Let that dry and then cut it and notch it and put the neck angle in it, which is really important on your string tension, and go from there. Well, that's really what's on the bench right now. Nothing really to update. Hopefully the next video, we'll have this guy here about ready to put some strings on and everything. Still going to sand it, do a little polishing on the front, just kind of clean it up a little bit. Hey friends, it is Saturday morning. It's January 31st here in West Georgia. It is cold. The temperature is like 12 degrees at lunchtime today, and it is like, it says it feels like -6. So, man, for us southern people, it is nasty. But thankfully, we're in here in the little basement shop. Got the heater going on over here. It's nice and cozy in here where it shows controls. But today, we're going to focus on getting this thing drilled out for the piezo here, get the bridge mounted on it. And once all that stuff dries, I'm going to take this thing upstairs and sit down at my bench, start wiring it in. It'll have a tone, a volume on it, 3-way switch like a telly. It's got the piezo and an old humbucker here. Going to do something to dress these holes up and stuff too, and do the strap buds and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully by the end of the weekend, I will have this thing playing, have a little final video up for it too. This one is not officially for sale, but I can definitely, build something like this for someone. I've still got another black box like this, one of these Placencia. I looked it up, actually means the pleasant place or something like that. And when you're playing guitar, it should be pretty pleasant for most of us. And hopefully I'll build these things where they'll be pleasant to play. But for now, I'm going to set this thing back down on the bench. Still got to drill the hole for the plate. I'm using one of those little electro jack, kind of like in a Telecaster here, so it should look cool. Using a bridge mount on the top with adjustments on it and stuff. Not going to use the traditional, hinged tailpiece and the wooden bridge on this one. Making this a little more modern for a player. Hopefully I'm calling this my little red rocker. I know it's cheesy, but hey, it's red and I'm cheesy. But hopefully this will be cool. Next little clip you'll see in a minute, we'll sit down on the bench, we'll start doing the wiring. I'll show a rough thing of that. I'm not going to video everything of the wiring because it is kind of boring, and the setup and all that crap, kind of just show the final video and stuff like that, and how it's set up and string height. Hopefully this thing should be pretty neat when we get it laid out. But you guys hang in there, and I will be back in a minute. Okay guys, we're back upstairs now. It's really cold outside and it's cold downstairs, so we got the little red rocker up here, got it all mocked up, everything's bolted in with hot glue, and put this little expanding metal behind the sound holes to add a little style to it. Got some chicken head knobs here, just a regular old fender 3-way switch, same as any standard fender. It's actually a Mexican fender piece. Using the adjustable bridge on this one with the adjustable saddle stuff. Should be really cool to get it intonated and everything, get the string height correct on it. I'm about to tear this guy on my trusty old soldering iron. And you see there's no wiring done yet. I've got to extend the harness here, extend the ones on the piezo, and get it tied in here. Not going to bore you guys with all that kind of stuff. So when we come back again, it'll be fully wired. I'm going to put the screws in the thing, put strings on it, and we'll see how it sounds together with the humbucker and on the switch. We'll make sure we got everything wired right. It will be wired like a typical 52 and up to a present day Telecaster and all with just standard 3-way switch. We would have normal standard tele pickup set of piezo in that. We'll use a 47 UF capacitor just like normal on the tone control. Has 250K tone controls. I know ideally you use a 500 with a humbucker, but should be just fine for what we're doing and stuff. Considering what it is, should be a lot of fun. But anyway, you guys hang loose with me. I will be back in just a second through the magic of video. We're going to see how this thing sounds. We're going to run it through a little tube amp over here and see what kind of sounds we get out of it. As you can see, we're back in here, got this thing all strung up. Had to put a little plate under the bridge and raise it up a little bit. Didn't have quite enough adjustment. Had some string buzz. Got this old unknown origin pickup in it and stuff. Also had to go back and put a couple of these little eyelets and a nail across here, because the middle string did not want to stay down in the little retainer thing when jump around on the first fret and all. Now we got that thing straightened out. The adjustable bridge is pretty cool. Not super fond of it. I still like the old wooden piece in there and stuff with a fret or something for a bridge when you can move around. And but other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Turned out pretty good for build number 1. This is my personal one, so it was kind of the guinea pig and stuff like that. But anyway, we got it. Finally got everything together. It intonates pretty well. Ring height's pretty good. Don't really have a buzz anywhere, but it sounds nice stuff. It's not super loud, but it sounds okay like that. This is a little 5-watt amp here from this all tube. Right now the volume is on like, I don't know, around 3 or 4. And I mean, you can't even hear the difference in it yet. I'm having to turn it all the way over here to like 8. Then you finally hear it. Yeah, it sounds bad. But even with the volume all the way to 8, and I've got the first gain stage up on about 7 or so. The second gain stage is on around just a little above 5. Everything else is set at 50 and 5 or whatever on the tone stack. Flip it up here. I mean, you hear the amp get louder, but not very effective. That's with everything wide open. So I'm gonna turn the amp, turn on that extra gain. Turn the thing all the way back down to where it was on about, I guess it's kind of between 3 and 4 there, so you can't even hear it here. And if you turn them on together, it's kind of muddy. But turn it up here, everything's still wide open. I'm gonna back the tone off just a tiny bit there, but it sounds really nice. Ring to it and stuff. So I turn the volume up just a little bit. This amp is pretty touch sensitive and all as it goes. And like I said, not touching anything on the gain stage. The second one's still on about 5. Then you flip this guy on here now. Terrible play take away from the fact that it's a pretty good build. Turned out really well. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I think it's got 250K pots in it. I would probably normally use 500 with a humbucker, but I had these and they were brand new in the box. That's kind of got what got used. If you want something built specifically or whatever, tell me. I'll put whatever kind of controls anybody wants in it. But like I said, so far, pretty proud of this one. You guys let me know what you think about it. Please give me some, like and subscribe as always, but give me some comments about what you think about the build. And I've got another video coming up pretty quick with number 2. That was the Cohiba red dot guitar that I built for my buddy Tim down at the cigar shop in Noonan. But as always, thanks again for watching. Thanks for checking out and supporting the channel. If you guys like what you see and want something built, check it out on the Facebook page and stuff, and hit me up with a direct message there and let me know what you want and what you see. And there will be stuff as we build for sale on that page too as we go. Anyhow, thanks a lot for watching. This is Steve with SCBGs. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you later.